The M220 is an over-ear headphone that is frequently used for critical listening and professional mixing. Featuring a unique semi-open design that combines a spacious soundstage with impressive isolation, the AKG M220 is a beautiful set of headphones with a nice detachable cable, very comfortable replaceable ear pads, and if you've ever wanted to listen to music exactly as the artist intended, this is the headphone the sound engineer probably used to master the track. Check out the link down below. Massdrop offers fast shipping, and you could have these at your doorstep before you know it. Hey y'all, Moses here. Well, the day has finally come. We have received a date/time frame in the very near future where vaulting will be coming to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, at least on the test server. So just minutes ago, PlayerUnknown tweeted from Melbourne, Australia, where he currently is attending PAX Australia, that next week, vaulting and climbing is coming to the Battlegrounds test servers next week. So what does that mean for you, the viewer? Maybe you're not very well versed on getting onto the test servers, but essentially what's going to happen is, as the devs have stated in the past, they're going to be running several testing phases to make sure that vaulting and climbing works properly, and that they are going to be releasing it in stages to make sure it works properly. So basically ahead of the upcoming 1.0 changes. Now, essentially, this is going to change the game in a big way. Right now, we have a very familiar feeling on how to get around the map. It's still relatively clunky and can be frustrating at times, but it's the way that we've all been playing since the game came out in March. So personally, I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time. You know, the one thing that this is going to add is a tremendous amount of mobility. Maybe a lot of the things that we've complained about, or I've complained about when it comes to the mobility aspect of PUBG, is going to change. And that's exciting, but it also really means a lot of change is going to come. A change to the way the game is played, change to the way that we maybe view the game as a competitive level shooter. I don't really know how it's going to change, but I know it's going to be drastic. So I can't really sit here and say what it's going to be like, but I am excited to see what the future holds, especially with 1.0 around the corner. So just a brief rundown on how you can get your hands on the version with vaulting. So essentially, if you go into your Steam profile, and this is for people who have it installed right now, if you scroll down the list here, you'll find where you have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It should be around this area. Mine's favorited, so you'll see the normal kind of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds game that you know and love, the one that you play all the time, and you'll also see another PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds called Test Server. Now, and all you need to do is install that, and you'll be good to go. So, one thing that doesn't translate over is settings and whatnot. So you might want to transfer over some of your config files, because this will make a separate folder in there as well. So I guess what am I looking forward to the most? I suppose what I'm looking forward to the most is the ability to get in and out of buildings without having to rely on crouch jumping. That's something that not every player fully understands, and that can be a bit of a handicap to new players or inexperienced players who aren't really aware, or maybe not even have the level of coordination, because it can be difficult to execute crouch jumps properly if you don't have practice. The ability to jump over low barriers. I think just the general quality of life of moving around the map is going to increase. But the one thing I think a lot of players have gotten used to is the speed in which players can approach and get away from them. Now with vaulting, people are probably going to be able to get a lot closer to you a lot faster. Walls will become less of a safety blanket, if that's what you want to call it. But realistically, I think the pace of the game will increase, but we don't really know what it's going to feel like, what the animations, especially in first person, are going to be like. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts as well. What do you think that this is going to be like when the game launches? I'm interested to hear your feedback, and of course, I'm interested in having a discussion. But with things like IEM Oakland around the corner, obviously this stuff is not going to be in the game by the time that happens. But really, from an esports competitive level standpoint, what does this mean for the future? Is this going to be something that makes the game harder to play? Is it going to be something that players that have traditionally learned the game as it is, seeing their perception of the game change? Because climbing in itself might present some challenges as well, where you're expecting players, where you just didn't see them before. So really, the game sense aspect is going to have to develop as well. So I can't really talk too much more about this change. I'm super excited to try it on the test server and really see what it actually feels like. It feels like it's been so long coming, this vaulting and climbing change, that it has almost lost. It's like, you know, Christmas, like it's only real when you're opening your first present. And I guess in this case, we are opening our first present for the new 1.0 changes, and it will be in the version of this test server coming next week. So again, leave a comment down below if you're interested in the vaulting changes, what you're most excited about. Like the video if you want. I'm sorry that this is the only news I can bring you, but this is something that I think everybody has been waiting for. And now that we have a specific time frame, I think we can start to really discuss what it means for the changes in the game. So thank you guys for watching. You can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/WTFMoses. And you can also visit me on Twitter at WTFMoses, where we can all clap and cheer or scream in horror about the upcoming vaulting changes. All right, guys, thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll see you out there.